Right, here we go. All right, and I'm just flipping out by myself in my room here talking about LastPass data vaults. Y'all have to let me know where I left off. We had a bit of a technical difficulty. It was a one-off situation. We do not have, I did a quick little incident response triage situation. We do not suspect that it is a systemic problem, and it was just kind of an unusual thing that happened on the stream. But I think we're good to go here. I'm not sure where I left off. We will have jaw jacking. Hopefully everyone is here. Let's see. Can someone send because I have one person watching. Hello, one person. Let me do this really quickly. I'm live on YouTube and LinkedIn. Hold on one second. Here we go. Here we go. How do I get my YouTube? Let's do this. www.youtube.com/@simplycyber. Live on that now. Okay. What a mess. What a mess. Good day, everybody. Hello. Let's see. Yeah, so we had a bit of a technical snafu, but we are going to continue going live. If people if someone could stay in the chat for the other stream, it's kind of messed up too. Like those 100 gift squad memberships aren't going to trickle over to the new stream that we're on right now. Yeah, we'll make the best of it. Okay. People are in chat. Very good. All right, hold on. Let me actually do this too, because I have to open a separate chat. Give me a second. Okay. 1 second. This is real-time changing. Okay. All right, here we go. So we got it back up. Your hot takes are so hot, your computer overheated.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Thanks for the super chat. Definitely appreciate that. All right. All right, so really quickly, just for everybody's situational awareness, I said it in a minute. We're back to 120 people. Let me change this. Replace pin message. There we go. Message failed to pin. Okay, Jesus. All right, here's the deal, guys. We had a technical snafu. It caused massive disruptions to the show. We are back live. We lost 2/3 of the attendance, which sucks. But we're going to go ahead and finish strong and then hopefully do some jaw jacking and go from there. Okay. So what are we at? 8:57. Oh my God, this whole show is screwed up right now. All right, so here's the deal. LastPass data breach. I already lost my mind to this by myself. Basically, if you used a crappy password for your master password vault, it's going to get cracked. They're using that information in order to get further down the tree and then rob you, whether it's your crypto wallet or whether it's your bank account. So if you use the crappy password, if you don't use MFA, your LastPass is definitely compromised. Okay. I'm just going to run through this because we're behind and everything. All right. So, damn it. I got to play the story.
Act request. Bloomberg reports that the MoveIt breach over the summer saw the CLOP threat group access emails from the government. This saw threat actors access emails on roughly 632,000 federal employees at the Departments of Justice and Defense. The government already disclosed that some agencies were compromised from that breach, but this is the first indication of the scope. The breach occurred on May 28th and 29th, but compromised data was of low sensitivity and not classified.
All right, so, whatever. Hackers access 630,000 email addresses, no big deal. It is the Justice and Defense Department, so chances are they had sensitive information in there. Ideally, you would have some type of information, classification, best practices. Don't send things that are sensitive in email, but guess what? Carl is Carl, so people will do that because it's convenient and easy. Really, you should be sending URLs to, web apps and repos that would require access once in there, not sending information in sensitive emails. But as we see in the healthcare industry all the time, as we see in, basically, dude, if I can send you a quick note and say, attack at dawn, versus send you a note that has a link to a web app that you have to log into to pull down a report that says attack at dawn, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just human nature to kind of, humans are like, it's like Jurassic Park, where like nature will find a way. Humans will find a way to get, like, actually, this is kind of funny. I've seen someone say, like, if you want to find the most optimized process for some activity, ask a lazy person to do it, because they will find the easiest, most efficient, most direct way of accomplishing it. Okay. Now, non-lazy people can also find that, but it's just a funny way to put it that, basically, human nature is to find the optimized path. Okay. So this isn't good. By the way, 630 Mono Julian, APT's united with Carl's email to disturb the show. Yeah, that's funny. Thanks so much, Mono Julian, for the super chat.
We just become best friends. Yep.
All right, so this isn't good, guys. From a incident response perspective, a lot of interns, a lot of junior analysts going on right here. Hey, you're going to have to analyze 630,000 email accounts to see what the risk and exposure, well, not the risk, but like what was the impact, right? Is it, who got hit and who did what? I also will say, back in the day, you wouldn't know if the threat actor just logged in or if they logged in and went through all your emails. There was a special tool called like Mail Unicorn or something that Microsoft had that was not documented that would allow you to see all the actions, like what the read actions were, what the access actions were. And then they deprecated it for some stupid reason. But that's another challenge. Because when I worked in healthcare, that was the thing. All right, let's keep going.
Atlassian releases urgent Confluence patch. The company issued a security advisory warning of a critical improper authorization vulnerability in Confluence data center and server impacting on-prem versions. The company said it didn't observe active exploitation yet, with the advisory light on any technical details for now. It recommends patching all versions now to resolve the issue and disconnecting all Confluence instances from public internet until deploying the patches. This marks a different critical Confluence exploit from the one announced on October 4th. That one was under active exploitation. Remember?
All right. So, again, for the sake of time, if you're running Confluence, patch it, right? You got to patch it. All right. We have a sounder for that. I actually have the sounder here. This was one of the, partly related to the issue. Let me go ahead and bring it for you guys. Basically, if you're running Confluence, you're running Confluence. Confluence is like a massive application. I'm not even 100% sure what it does. I think it has to do with like workflows for DevOps and stuff like that. But if you're running it, you're running it. Let me just get the sounder really quickly. It's worth it, people. Believe me. Let me see. Stream Deck. Do. And if you're not running Confluence, then don't sweat this one. Okay. Also, I want to say shout out and love to Atlassian for, taking it seriously, trying to hook up their people. And why is my screen keep doing that? Dude, all sorts of technical difficulties today. Let's go. You got to patch it. Where is it? You're so dumb. Shall we play a game? What is the, you got to patch it. You got to patch it. There it is. Okay, ready? Here we go. You got to patch it. You got to patch it. That's me. Why is the screen keep rotating? Bro, like none of this is happening on my feed. So I'm not sure exactly what the heck's going on here. Oh my God. What a day. What a day, guys. All right. So check it out. We're a couple minutes over. Hope you got value. For the 147 of you that found the phoenix rising from the ashes of what is the episode 485 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief, I thank you. And if you were here just for the news, many of you probably already like, I'm just moving on to the next thing. But if you're here just for the news, thanks so much. We genuinely appreciate it. We are going to flip the script and move over to jaw-jacking for a hot minute. So if you want to hang out for 15, 20 minutes, ask some questions, do some fun networking. It is a Wednesday, so let's celebrate Hump Day. Mike. Hump day. Hey, let's do it. Jaw jack. All right, here we go. Get the chat up. All right. All right, y'all. What's up? Welcome to Jaw Jacking. It's gonna get spicy in here. Hold on now. Everybody calm yourself, please. Well, let me fix this. Oh my god, this earpiece thing, it's like I want it to work so badly, but I feel like the construction of it is no good. No, the Tito Tini, I think, accepted the baton. Like, I'm not sure if they accepted the baton. The problem is, all right, hey, here's another thing. Because we had to like relaunch the broadcast, we didn't get confirmation on the Simply Cyber Community Challenge baton pickup. So if Tito, I think it's Tito Tini. Let's see really quickly. At Tito Cybertech. Let me see. Did you accept the baton? Oh, cool. All right. So Tito Cybertech has got the baton. Pamela, please come back tomorrow. Maybe Tito will tag you with the baton. Roar! Simply Cyber. Yeah, boy. All right. So what's going on, everybody? I got to tell you, I'm slowly ramping up, if I can, just to start with a story. I'm slowly ramping up the studio. You can see I got the 2 chairs here. I have really good news. Okay, here's the good news. First of all, I got some new equipment coming in today to make this live video podcast happen. We were going to Level Goddess asks a question. What's a good hands-on experience for college students? Well, Level Up Goddess, I would say, you're going to run into this. You're going to run into this thing immediately. What is it that you want to do, right? Doing a penetration testing lab and getting really good at cross-site scripting is wicked awesome if you want to be a pen tester. If you want to be a SOC analyst, I would recommend doing a SOC analyst lab. Now, having said that, I'm not going to just give you like a flippant answer and have you be like, thanks, Jerry? Like, question mark? I'm not even sure if there was value there. So let me share this with you. YouTube.com, Simply Cyber. Let me share this with you. You can see how the sausage is made over here. I don't care about sharing my screen. Playlist, SOC analyst, view playlist. Okay, so Level Up Goddess. I would recommend this. I think that this is a super useful home lab. It will get you trained up on being a SOC analyst, but really, like, there's so much more to being a SOC analyst than what this lab covers. But what it will do for you, Level Up Goddess. Oh my God, bro. What it will do for you is the following. One, it'll get you exposed to SOC analyst concepts. It'll get you exposed to C2 frameworks. It'll get you exposed to post-exploitation frameworks. It'll get you exposed to EDR technologies and EDR management. It'll expose you to detection engineering. And, spoiler, if you guys have already done this lab, like I know many of you have, Eric Capuano actually released updates to the blog post. Let's take a look at that really quickly. So you want to be a SOC oh my God, bro. So you want to be a SOC analyst, right? Look at this. Blog series for someone, like, look at this. This is really where you should start. It's a 6-part blog series. Amazing blog series. Amazing blog series. Okay. Eric Capuano worked in the Air Force. He started Recon InfoSec, which is a wicked good blue cybersecurity, security operations, MSP. He also now works at Lima Charlie, which is a really good EDR solution. If I had to guess, I bet you Lima Charlie gets acquired by like Google or somebody in the next 3 years. That's just a speculative hot take. I haven't heard anything, but it's just what they're doing is amazing. Anyways, Eric's got 6 different blog posts in here to help you take it to the next level. All right. So Level Up Goddess, it's right there. It's free. You just got to invest the time. What cybersecurity project can I work on to be documented on my project portfolio? Abdul Basit Rotimi asks. Abdul, this right here, literally, this is an amazing, here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you do this SOC lab and you put the different things that you learned, I guarantee you any hiring manager is going to be like, you did what? Let me talk to you. Because talking about detection engineering, talking about post-exploitation frameworks, this is not something that you get in a college class. This is not something you get in a textbook. This is in the trenches, real-time, professional practical skills. And the terminology you're using, oh, yeah, no, it's cool. I took all the defenses down on a Windows box, imitated a victim. Then I used Sliver post-exploitation framework to dump creds off the victim and install some type of payload for persistence, had C2 beaconing. I was able to then go into an EDR solution and do detection engineering for the following types of attacks: attack 1, attack 2, attack 3. Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to stop because we just want to hire me right now? Like, I'm telling you, here's the deal though, okay? Here's one thing that I will share with you that I find incredibly important, okay? And I'm not targeting Abdul or Level Up Goddess. I'm just using you as an avatar. These are all the tools. This is the path you need to walk, but nobody can make you walk it. It's hard, right? There's no easy button getting into cybersecurity. The grind that you do to get into cybersecurity is the grind that you will do when you're working in cybersecurity. So it just prepares you for like what the workload's like. Believe me, if you do this lab and you just kind of like have like a movie on and you're just like kind of clicking through, following it, but you're not really paying attention, you're not actually appreciating what is going on, you're not a little bit confused about this step and doing a little bit of research. If you're not doing that, then putting it on your resume it's going to get you the interview, but the hiring manager is going to understand pretty quickly that you don't understand what you did in that lab. So I'm imploring anyone who's watching this that is going to take this advice for that lab I just showed you, commit yourself to focusing and understanding and appreciating what is going on in that lab, because it's the lessons learned by walking through it that is actually the valuable takeaway from the lab. Not that you built the lab, not that you went through the lab, that you learned what the lab was trying to teach you. All right, full stop on that. Elite Gunslinger says, what's your opinion on the SEC ruling concerning IR and reporting materiality to investors? Is this something that needs to be addressed in incident response plan or should be driven by legal teams? Good question, Elite Gunslinger. So let me actually look at this, because this is different than the SEC SolarWinds thing, right? SEC ruling, incident response, and reporting to investors. So I have some thoughts. Okay, so really quickly, just to share with everybody, this is what he's talking about. Serves investors, not CISOs. Okay. July 26th, turn proposed rule into an actual rule, going into effect next month. Report material cyber incidents. Whoops. Here, because the devil's in the details, right? A gunslinger and everybody else, like the devil's in the details. So just allow me a second, okay? Form 8K. So if you're a publicly traded company, you do have to disclose all sorts of stuff. This actually came out quite a bit when Enron screwed everybody over. There was something called Sarbanes-Oxley, commonly referred to as SOX, that came out that required a lot of transparency and a lot of oversight to make sure that companies couldn't commit financial fraud and screw over their investors. So you get, the first thing here, 4 days to determine if something's material. At least that's reasonable. Discover the nature, scope, and timing of the incident and the material impact. All right, so here's the deal. All right, I like this. First of all, I like this. So if you're a publicly traded company and you need to, basically you're funded by the investors, right? You're a publicly traded company. I give my hard-earned money to a publicly traded company with the hopes that they'll use my money to fund their business operations and hopefully make more money. So my, investment makes money. Now, if they have a material breach, whether it's Uber having a material breach or whether it's SolarWinds having a material breach, that significantly concerns me, right? Like, oh, like, you know, I'm a cyber professional, so I have a little bit more insight, but like I don't believe that you're protecting the organization in a way that is reasonable. I want to take my money out. So if that is not disclosed, how the hell am I supposed to make an investor decision on those things? Now, the devil's in the details. Elite Gunslinger says, do you think this needs to be addressed in incident response plan or should be driven by legal teams? I guarantee you 100% legal is heavily involved in this. This is part of the reason why you don't call something an incident until you're absolutely sure. Second of all, the word material is not an objective term. It is very subjective. So you tell me, you know, if 1,000 consumers or, you know, PII, 1,000 customers, information is compromised, is that a problem? Right? I don't know, right? How do you answer that question? Well, let me say, what if you have 10 million customers or you're OpenAI and you have 100 million customers using ChatGPT, but you had 1,000 people get compromised? Is that really material? Doesn't feel like it. Well, what if you're a really specialized boutique firm and you only have 1,000 customers and they all got compromised? You had a massive meltdown and all of your customers got breached, but it's only 1,000. Is that material? It does feel material in that instance because it's all of your customers. So there's this massive subjective gray area. And I think that that's where this is going to fall initially is like, oh, like, how can we paint this? Hey, Tito, with the super chat. Thanks.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Like it comes into like who's going to define material. Now, 4 days to determine materiality. I think that's more than reasonable. Dude, when your business is on fire, it's all hands on deck. So they're absolutely going to be looking at this, you know, incident or, you know, event and determining how bad it is, what's the extent, all these things. Describing the nature, scope, and timing of the incident, that one's a little concerning. I think I don't know if the SEC is declaring prescriptively what needs to be qualified or included in nature, scope, and timing. So if you just say something like the nature of it is a sophisticated threat actor, okay, nature, or financially motivated threat actor, scope, accessed through a vulnerable, like a vulnerable piece of technology, remotely accessed our environment as early as October 15th, and it was discovered on October 16th, and it's been, you know, quarantine or whatever. I think that's the extent you're going to get. You are absolutely not going to get on any initial finding. And by the way, this is how like businesses talk to auditors all the time. They're going to say as little as possible to be compliant, right? So, you know, I would argue that investors, this is a cool, all right, so here are my final thoughts on this Elite Gunslinger as I work through it. This is a cool idea, but based on the information that is, if they even define it as material, this information that they're required to disclose is going to be so sparse that an investor is unlikely to be able to make a decision on whether or not to de-invest or not based on this information. Now, if you're a power player, if you're Warren Buffett and you've got, you know, $600 million invested in a company, believe me, they don't need this stupid SEC thing to help them decide. They call the CEO of the company or the board and they're like, what the hell happened? Give me all the details. And if you don't, I'm going to take my money out. And if you do, and I don't like it, I'm going to take my money out. Money talks, money's power.
Great cash, homie.
So those are my thoughts on all of that. Thank you for the question. Carrie says, Jerry, do you have a video on CEUs I need for Sec Plus since I need 50 of them now? Well, Carrie, congratulations on your Sec Plus. Look into it. CompTIA, like many others, typically it's like a 3-year window with 1-year obligations. So I don't think you need 50 right now. You just got Sec Plus on Monday. So definitely, I would encourage you to look at the policy at CompTIA for CPEs and CEUs and see what those obligations are. Also, Carrie, definitely look. Last time I looked at CompTIA was the only organization where like the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Briefing was a little murky on whether or not it applies to CPEs. So check that out. Operation Tech Takeover. Hey, Jerry, I'm 42 with 18 years of clinical medical experience. I have some coding knowledge, front end Python. Should I go towards a sales role in cyber or back end? What would you do? Good question, Operation Tech Takeover. So I'm 43, so I holler at you. If I were you, it depends on what your goals are, but if I were you, you could get into sales. You could get into sales pretty easily, right? Like, I don't know if you like sales, but, sales teams are constantly hiring. It is a bit of a meat grinder. But I would say with 18 years of clinical medical experience, obviously, wherever you go work, if you do sales, they're going to want to deploy you into healthcare environments because you are able to speak the language of clinical staff, which is its own thing altogether. Personally, for me, when you said, what would you do? I do not want to work in sales. I know it makes a lot of money, but I'm a GRC person. I live my life with as little risk as possible. And to me, sales, yes, it's cool, but I feel like, you move with the ebb and flow of industry. For example, right now, Operation Tech Takeover, long-term picture, our industry is in a recession, or we're kind of in recession, high inflation. There is a pullback. We're seeing companies lay off people. We're seeing companies rescind opportunities. So right now, there's belt tightening going on, which means that sales are going to go down. I know people who are in sales roles in cyber who their directors are saying, hey, man, just don't worry about it right now. Enjoy it. Go golf. Do whatever. You're still going to get paid. Don't worry about it. Things are slow right now. But when it gets ramped up, because it's very much like a sine wave, like ebbs and flows, when it does ramp up, you're going to be working your tail off, 12, 18 hours, like maybe 18 hours is a bit hyperbolic, but like say 10 to 12 hours a day, closing those sales, you'll be making hay, but you need to put some money away for the rainy days. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I prefer the back end. For me, I prefer like actual practical cyber work. GRC work is where I roll. But again, you could get a job in a healthcare environment doing cybersecurity with, like leaning into your 18 years of clinical medical experience. That's it. Mono Julian with CYSA plus over Trump Sec plus for a government tech role.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Thank you for the super chat. Let me tell you what you need to focus on, Mono Julian, and this is for everybody else, okay? For government roles, you want to look at not always, but DoD 8570, okay? And I know this is specific to the Department of Defense only, not all federal ITs, but stay with me here. Come on, load up. I don't have time for this. Are you serious? Dude, what is this? Like tech difficulty Wednesdays? Bruh. All right, so check this out. Look at this matrix, okay? I'll give this credit for infographics because I do love me some infographics, okay? This is the DoD 8570. If you're going to work in a DoD billet, right, whether you're a contractor doing professional services like FISMA auditing or you're, whatever, a security engineer, whatever it is, the U.S. government and the Department of Defense will release contracts to private sector companies like Booz Allen, Deloitte, Lockheed, small businesses, right? So if you live in a town like Charleston, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., San Diego, California, like Crane, Indiana, Augusta, Georgia, if you work in places that have military installations, they don't have to like be shooting tanks and have soldiers and stuff there. But like if there's DoD installations, they're going to have DoD jobs. The DoD 8570 has this matrix, and you can see here, they define certifications that you need in order to have these billets. So let's say that the DoD says, listen, we're going to have a GRC audit role for FISMA auditing at this facility in wherever. Okay. What level is that role? This is just a way to standardize things. Okay, so the junior analyst is an IT level 1. Okay, what do they need? Well, you could see here, A+, CE, SSCP. You do not see Security Plus here, okay? Now check this out. IAT level 2 has Sec Plus. Now, if you already qualify for IT level 2, then you automatically qualify for IT level 1, okay? So it's like grandfathered in. You'll also see CISA++ here, okay, Mono Julian and everybody else. So this gets you level 2. So both of them are fine, right, for qualifying. Now, IAM, which is a management role. Hold on, let me do this differently. For a management role, you can see here Sec Plus covers level 1. And we don't see CYSA on here. So what I would say, and looking out at ISC, an engineer role, we don't see Sec Plus or CYSA. Now for cloud, I think CSSP is cloud. I'm not 100% sure. But for CSSP, you can see here, CYSA is analyst 1, CYSA Plus is support, infrastructure support, and incident responder, okay? I do not see Security Plus on here, okay? And then finally down here for audit roles, you could see CYSA Plus. So I just did this as, oh, hold on one second, I'm sorry. I just did this as a quick audit, Mono Julian, but based on everything I'm seeing, the CYSA Plus gives you more return on your value from an accessibility perspective of Department of Defense government jobs, which it like non-DoD contracts can point to the DoD 8570 to say that these are requirements. So just for like investing your time, your money, your energy, your efforts, CYSA Plus is going to get you more bang for your buck. Now, in the private sector, Sec Plus is going to have a lot of value as well, which is why a lot of people see it as the entry-level certification. Hopefully that was helpful. I'm not reading chat right now because I'm focused on delivering my thoughts, but let's see. Jenny Housley. So Johnny 5 says, hey, Jerry, an idea why lots of companies don't hire remote workers based overseas, even if they are American. Any idea why lots of no, I mean, Johnny 5, if I had to guess, it's probably leadership wanting to get back to work from remote work from office, return to office, right? If I had to guess. Also, I wish it was this, but it's not. But if you're trying to secure your company and you have people remoting in from, let's say, India, like just to pick a random country, or Cambodia, you have additional security risk because that individual, right? So living in Cambodia, their system, their network, their home, their endpoints, their mobile devices, you can't really ensure the control over all those things. You can use MDM and stuff like that, but then you have them remoting in. So you've got logins from Cambodia. So you can't use geofencing for like kind of wholesale, blunt, crude security controls, right? Like if you have nobody that works in China and your sales teams don't go to China and you have login attempts from China, you can easily look at that and say that's probably not legitimate traffic, right? If you have a disparate workforce, that introduces some challenges. If I had to guess, I'm honestly, Johnny 5, those are my initial thoughts, but at the end of the day,
Great cash, homie.
Follow the money, my man. That's probably really what's going on there. Really quick, I just want to share another little website with you guys, layoffs.fyi. I love this website more for just insights, but layoffs.fyi will show you what layoffs are. As I just mentioned, there's a lot of recession and turnover right now in the industry, so I like this website to just look at it and see what's up. So F-Secure I've never heard of, but they just laid off 70 people. Exabeam fired 20% of their staff. See how you can sort by security? Right, so I'm always looking at that. Acronis, I don't know how many people they laid off, but crypto market, right? Here's another security. IronNet. IronNet went under, 100% layoff. That sucks. Right? So this is a good website for that stuff. They keep it up to date too. Qualcomm, we always talk about Qualcomm. They laid off 1,258 people in San Diego. Expedia, 100 people. See you later in Seattle. Right? Look at this, man. Slink, Dallas. BSEC, I don't know if you've ever heard of Slink. It's a logistics company out of Dallas. 100% layoff. All right. Good website. All right. Let's check it out. What do you know about the Research Triangle in Raleigh? I'm looking for my first IT role. So I know that the Research Triangle was hot, like in the early 2000s, like tech bubble, like East Coast, Silicon Valley. Oh, yeah, that's right. East Coast, Silicon Valley. But I don't know where it is right now. Anybody? I know Neil Bridges lives up in there. Raleigh, Triangle, health, tech sector. It used to be like a burgeoning. Hold on. Is the Raleigh Triangle tech sector still good? All right, here we go. Let's see here. All right, so this is from a local news outlet. Looks like, multiple people. Pfizer pulled out. Lenovo. I don't know what I don't have any more information on it. Sorry, but Zach, there's a link to a news story speaking to it. That's from October 30th, 2023. So this is just 2 days ago. So you could definitely get value from that. All right. So, hey, we were going to talk about the Dallas ransomware incident. Let's talk about that. All right. So Dallas, Texas got hit in like August of 2023. So just a few months ago, to the tune of about $8.5 million, 27,000 victims. Like, just the city was screwed. And then they got hit again. All right. So Dallas gets hit again. It's just a claim. I don't know if it's been confirmed. BSEC, can you confirm whether or not it's happened? The cyber hacking group called Play claimed responsibility. I don't know if Play was the original one that hit them. Let me actually look at this. Ransomware threat actor. Who hit them originally? That's the thing. I don't think it was Play. So Royal Ransomware hit them initially. Right, and then and then Play ransomware group. Let me look at these really quickly. I'm just looking really quick. All right, so Play ransomware. I'm just curious if they're related to Royal. That's really what I'm trying to figure out. All right, so you can see here in the story, it says right here, this researcher has found evidence that Play Ransomware has links to other ransomware threat actor groups, likelihood of affiliation between them. Now, they mentioned Hive and Nokoyawa. I mean, if I was not on stream right now, I would then dig into Hive and Nokoyawa to see if there's basically players involved that are tied to Royal. If I had to guess, what happened was Royal hit them. Dallas cleaned up, and Royal shared on dark web forums or whatever how they hit them, and Play went after it. Now, here's the thing. Oh, hey, what's up, Joshua Glassmeyer?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Glad you found the stream, buddy, because we had a tough time earlier today. Hey, Razor G, thanks so much. I appreciate the kind words and sharing Simply Cyber with others. Here's the deal. Okay, so Dallas, unfortunately, got hit twice. Here's the deal, okay? If your organization gets hit with ransomware, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it, right? This includes either paying the ransom or not paying the ransom, dealing with the threat actors, negotiating. rebuilding your infrastructure, going from backups, communicating to affected, third parties, whether they're consumers or vendors or whatever, talking to your business, potentially reinvesting back into your hardware and infrastructure if they like if you needed to like spin up stuff. Okay. Now, here is the deal. If you look at the NIST cybersecurity framework, okay, and this is a bit of a gap with NIST CSF, so I'm going to freely admit this, okay? Let me find an image. This one's going to cook your brain a little bit, y'all. Okay, here we go. This is a hot take I'm just coming up with on the fly here, okay? So check it out. This is the NIST cybersecurity framework. We all love it. We all know it. We all love it. Okay, so here's the deal. Identify and protect is what you do before bad things happen, okay? Detect is when you detect something bad. Respond is how you handle it. And then recover is basically going back to a known good state. So Dallas gets hit with ransomware. Obviously, they respond. They're trying to fix all the things, get back to a known good state. Yes, yes, yes. Finally, we mission accomplished. We've recovered. Whether they didn't pay for the keys, but like whatever. They restored their backups. All systems are back online. Thumbs up. Now, what should happen, you see how this is a cycle? You see how it's cyclical? Cyclical is good. If you look at it this way, though, oh, come on, man. What? Why can't this open in a new tab? What the hell? Ugh, frustrating. I'm going to have to take a beat when I'm done here. All right, so listen. The NIST cybersecurity framework is sometimes portrayed in this way, and it looks linear and chronological. It is not. It is a cyclical framework. Do not fall into this trap. And I suspect Dallas did. So here's the deal, okay? Let's look at it linearly. I get hit with ransomware. I put in my protection mechanisms. I'm able to recover. All right, we respond. We deal with threat actors. We're not going to pay you. Get Kevin on the phone. We're restoring from backups. Communicate out. Everybody, don't worry. We're operating at 80%. 911 is still working. We're good to go. Finally, report to the mayor. Report to the mayor. Report to the mayor. Final report. We have recovered to a known good state. The ransomware threat incident is behind us. Back to operations. Okay. What you may have noticed there is that they did not fix the problem. There was no root cause analysis. There was not any issue. You could see down here that they say improvements. If you don't do this part, what happens is threat actors come back in the way they came and they hit you. That's why it's cyclical. What you should be looking at is, all right, we recovered. Now, let's identify where the gaps were, where our exposures were, and let's put in protection mechanisms so this doesn't happen again, okay? And unfortunately, some businesses, ideally, you'd like to say like, oh my God, my butt is on fire from this incident. What's it going to take to like make this not hurt anymore ever again? I don't want this bad experience again. Well, let's put these things in places. Some businesses, though, are like, holy crap, we just spent a lot of money we weren't expecting to spend on all this incident response. Finally, we're back up. Let's get back to making money and getting down to business. And the problem is, if you don't continue to invest in hardening your infrastructure or educating your people or whatever the attack vector was that got you, threat actors are going to come back. The threat actor already has demonstrated information on how you will respond, right? That's your TTPs on how you would respond as a victim. So they know they can go for it. And I don't think Dallas paid the ransom in that instance, but you can imagine if they get hit again, maybe they're more inclined to pay the ransom. So don't sleep. And I would strongly encourage that you bookmark the two stories, Dallas in August, Dallas in October. Save it off. And if your company unfortunately ever suffers a cyber breach, have this in your back pocket in case management's like, no, we're not going to invest in more security technology. We just spent $50,000 unexpectedly on dealing with an incident. I'm not giving you another 50 grand to put in security tools and stuff like that. Because they might also say like, all right, if I give you the 50 grand for security tooling, does that mean that this isn't going to happen again? And you can't say yes. All you could say is the chances of it happening go down significantly. And sometimes you can't make that argument. See you later, BSEC. See you later, Jenny Housley. All right, guys. Kind of a wild, not wild. Hey, Joshua Glassmeyer. Welcome to the party, pal. We had kind of a weird day today. The stream, my daily cyber threat briefing got broke about 3/4 of the way through the show. We spun it up on a new channel. So if you're watching this, that's what's going on there. Just checking my calendar. All right, I got to boogie out of here. Everybody, thanks so much for sticking with us. 135 of you found it. I genuinely appreciate that. One last question here. Ima Aquara. How do I list the GRC masterclass on my resume? I have it listed under my education and courses as GRC, but I say, is it from Simply Cyber or Dr. Ogier? It's a good question. I mean, it comes from the Simply Cyber School. I guess it depends, right? Like, so, I don't know how many people know Dr. Gerald Ogier, right? Like, I'm not actively out there trying to like push me as some type of like guru or something like that. So I don't know if putting me on there would add any value. Lazaro, what did Lazaro do? By the way,
did we just become best friends? Yep.
Thanks for the super chat. What did Lazaro do? So I would say Simply Cyber School, Thanks, Brian Peak. All right, guys, I'm tired. I'm a little flustered. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. I'm Jerry. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Is there anything I should be letting people know about? Next week, Simply Cybercon. Right? Don't sleep on that. Go ahead and register. You can register for free. You want to register so you can be made aware of all the email communications and workshops. Oh, actually, that is something worth sharing with you guys. Just a reminder that next week on Monday, November 6th, the first workshop for Simply CyberCon is going off. Charles Finfrock will be hosting a workshop on how to OSINT like a boss. You are going to want to check this out, guys. Listen, I talked to Charles yesterday. He is going to have you work through an active case on hunting someone down. Okay, this is what he does for a living. He had a client reach out to him yesterday, right before I spoke to him, coincidentally, and wants some help hunting someone down. And he's like, done. Let's do it as a stream. And I said, all right. So you will be able to follow along. You will be able to learn OSINT from an absolute legend and all his tools and techniques and stuff. So definitely check that out. Also, Mike Miller. I'm not sure what Mike's thing is. This isn't going to be. Okay. So also, Mike Miller is hosting his workshop for Simply CyberCon attendees on tuning up your LinkedIn profile. Okay. He has like 100,000 connections on LinkedIn. He knows a thing or two about how to stand out to recruiters. So definitely don't sleep on this. This is on November 7th. So the OSINT workshop is November 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. The LinkedIn profile workshop is November 7th at noon Eastern time. And Jack Scott's NIST CSF workshop, I don't have a time on that yet. Obviously, Simply CyberCon is going to launch on November 8th. So we've got some great stuff for you on Monday, some great stuff for you on Tuesday, and obviously a smorgasbord for you on Wednesday. So definitely follow and tune into that. You guys are going to love it. I'm super pumped about it. And thank you to everybody who... Next week's going to be a banger, guys. Next week's going to be an absolute banger. Also next week on Thursday, we have a legend in the differ space, Jessica Hyde. This woman here is super hardcore, really good at digital forensics, former Marine, And we're going to be talking about whether DFIR is actually entry level. She loves helping people. She's like, she really resonates with me as far as like her drive to help people and her drive to share knowledge. So that's what's up. So we got a banger of a week next week. All right. Thanks everybody so very much. I genuinely appreciate y'all being here. Be well. Hey guys, final thing just to point out, even when things get kind of squirrely and sideways like they did on the stream today, don't let perfection get in the way of progress. We spun up a new stream, business continuity plan. We made it work. All about good times. Thank you all so very much. I'm Jerry, your chat. Until tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time, stay secure. Later, everybody.
I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content.